Everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And if you've been watching the schedule, you know who's here today. Susan Miller is here. She is our wealth expert. Last month, she gave us really interesting information for retiring. This month, we're going to talk about something you hear on an airplane all the time. Put your oxygen mask on first and then help others. Yep. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Yeah, we're going to talk about how you need to help yourself in order to help others. But what does that have to do with taxes and wealth management? That's why Susan's here. Hey, Susan, what's happening?
Hey, here to get some stories out for you.
Oh, my goodness. Are we going on an airplane? Are we going to talk about oxygen masks?
We actually are going to talk about an airplane.
Okay. All right. I'm putting my seatbelt on. You take the wheel. Go right ahead.
All right. So like you said, wealth management, tax expert. Why do you care about what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Take care of myself first.
Right.
Well, there are some extremely important legal documents that everyone needs to have.
Birth certificate, marriage license, divorce decree.
And power of attorney, and usually a trust.
Okay.
So we'll go back to, so I had a very dear friend, and her husband was a pilot. He trained other pilots. Now, they kept their finances kind of separate. And even if you're married and you have your finances together, a lot of time your spouse's retirement account, it's an individual retirement account. So it's their individual account.
Mm-hmm.
Your account is your individual retirement account. No one has access to that money but you.
Okay.
So my friend's husband was involved in a plane crash. It was one of those little planes, and he was very messed up and in the hospital, and was not able to handle his affairs.
Oh my goodness.
So my friend is like, okay, goes to the bank to get money to take care of him. And the bank said, sorry, go away. She's like, well, what do I do? So I'll get a lawyer, go to court, get conservatorship.
Right.
Had to pay for a lawyer out of her pocket, had to go to court. The court said no. If he had wanted you to have access to his money, he would have given you power of attorney.
So wait, even if you're married.
Yes.
And it's separate money.
Yes.
And something happens with your spouse that they're unable to handle this right now. Mm-hmm. As the spouse, you're not just automatically entitled to walk into the bank and say, yo, this is my husband or my wife's information. If you don't have a trust or a power of attorney in place, you take the chance that you go to court and assume that, it's automatic because you're the spouse.
Yeah.
And the court could say no.
Yep.
So then what do you do?
Well, for her, she did the GoFundMe and had to, go out and try and get money from friends and, family to pay for his, care. Now, he was able to, it was 6 months, a year later, he was in rehab and finally was able to walk again. And, he did get better, but she couldn't access the money when she needed it to take care of him.
Wow. See, I'm learning something entirely new because
Yeah.
I just naturally assumed you
Yeah.
got carte blanche, you're the
Right.
spouse.
Right. And so that's what you're thinking, okay, I've got a spouse. Well, what if you don't have a spouse?
Mm-hmm.
Who is allowed to pay your bills? What if you get into an accident? You know, a lot of people are, well, I'll be gone. I don't care. Well, you might not be gone. If
Right.
you've been in an accident, who's going to pay your rent or your mortgage? You know, what if you're in the hospital for 3 months and they foreclose on your house?
Wow.
You,
See, every time you come here, I sit here in shock and awe. Everybody thinks, why is the Tigo asking questions? Because Tigo's in shock like everybody else right now, going, I had no idea. So how do you get the right documents? Who do they talk to? What do you need?
so you the most common or the most thing that almost everyone needs is a durable power of attorney for financial affairs.
Okay.
And that changes, that's specific state by state. We have a lawyer here on staff that does, helps our clients with them. So, but she can only practice in California. So, and it depends on the state you're in. There are some that there's a form online that you can fill out kind of for free. But, without some guidance, you might be giving away the farm.
Right. Or not giving enough.
Right.
So you need to make sure. And does it have to be a family member? What if they're not married? They don't have kids. They don't have parents anymore. Can they be a friend?
That's a great, yes, absolutely. It can be a friend. And kind of the same thing with a trust trusts are very popular, especially here in California, because it's how we're able to pass assets to our family members without going through probate.
Wow.
And probate, we think, well, I don't care. My kids will get my money when I'm gone. Well, yes.
Not necessarily.
After they go to court and spend 3 years and $50,000.
That's insanity. Okay. Woo, that blew my mind. I don't know, Susan. Every time you come on here, I'm just sitting here like a bump on the log going, wait a minute, what? So I'm just thinking about with everything that happened with COVID, because quote unquote, we're supposed to be coming out of all this stuff now, right?
Mm-hmm,
back to normal. And, it was just out of the blue, people were in ICU and all of that of all ages because they got hit with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So really, we're not talking about just retirement people. We're not talking about seniors. We're talking about everybody needs to have some kind of map in place, correct?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. And, somebody that you can trust with your financial affairs. It can be an individual. It also can be a company. There are, professional trustees. If you truly don't have anyone that you trust, that if you give specific documentation of this is what I want to happen, this is how I want my affairs handled, they are bound fiduciarily to follow those rules.
So what happens if that company closes? See, that's what my brain went.
They have to have backup.
Oh, they have to have backup.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody needs this. Tell them again, what are the documents you definitely want to have in your life, no matter how old you are?
Durable power of attorney is for while you're alive, so that somebody else can access your whatever you want to give them access to, finances, so that they can pay your bills and take care of you if you're unable to. Because, a young person might not be able to take care of themselves for a few months just as much as an older person. It's not an age. Right. Durable power of attorney. And the other thing is medical HIPAA, especially even for like 18-year-olds going off to college. Once they go off to college, as soon as you turn 18, parents cannot ask hospitals for information unless the child gives permission.
Wow. Woo! Okay, how do they find you? How did they get in touch with you? I'm almost scared of what we're going to talk about next month. How do they find you, Susan?
We're a wealth management and tax strategy office located in beautiful Southern California, Anaheim. Our website is slatenwealth.com. It's spelled SLATENWEALTH.com. And all our contacts there. Give us a holler, drop us an email or a message, and we'd be happy to just chat, see what we can help you with.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I can't wait to talk to you next month. All right, everybody, you know what to do. If you did not write that down, or if you're driving or whatever, go to tigodirect.com, type in Susan, type in wealth. Yeah, and she'll come up, type in taxes, and she'll come up, reach out to her and say, Susan, we saw you, we heard you on Expert Talk, and we need a little direction and a little help. She'll help you out and point you in the right direction. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.